My name is David, and this is the program for the Contact Management System 2. For this exercise, I was asked to add a Contact Manager class to simulate a model that manages a set of contacts. To demonstrate how the class works, let's run the program. We first get a set of contacts, outputted in a pretty format, and then the program prompts me to enter a contact. Let's enter Ludwig Ulrich Goldstein, his street address, his state, his zip, and finally his phone. The program then prompts me which contact I want to see by prompting me to enter a specific identifier. Let's type 5, and we get the contact with the identifier 5. Then it prompts me to enter a specific last name. Let's enter Goldstein, and we get the contact with the matching last name, Professor Goldstein. To further understand the class, let me run you through the main program. I first create a stream to a file, contacts.txt, to load each contact from the file into a vector of contacts that Bob, the contact manager, has. I manually created the file with the contacts that will be loaded into the vector. Inside of the load contacts function, I do this by iterating through the entire file of contacts and creating a contact object to temporarily store each contact that will be loaded into the vector. I do this so I can use the extraction operator for each contact, or else how will I be able to use that extraction operator? This is an example of an aggregation relationship, as load contacts, a function in Contact Manager, is using the extraction operator from the contact class. Back to the main function, we call the addContact function from the Contact Manager class. This is another great example of how the program uses aggregate objects. Inside of the function, we create an empty contact instance, and then we simply prompt the user to fill the object with contact data. Then we use the extraction operator of the contact class to take the data from the console and put it into the contact object. Wow, a lot of aggregation there if you ask me. Haha. For this part of the code, we used the getContact function, which prompts the user to enter an identifier, and it returns the contact based on that identifier. We also used the getContacts function that prompts the user to enter a specific last name to return a vector of contacts with matching last names. These two functions use aggregation as well. The getContact function is using the getIdentifier function from the contact class, and the getContacts function uses getters from the contact class as well. Okay, we talked about how we loaded contacts into the Contact Manager. Now, how do we save them? We create a stream to output data into a file named newcontacts.txt. We call the saveContacts function in the Contact Manager class, which puts each contact in the vector into a file. Clearly, using aggregation throughout each function in the Contact Manager class is a really efficient way for reusability of functions rather than creating them again. For example, in the addContact function, we simply use the extraction operator of the contact class to assign the user's input to the contact object instead of creating this functionality again. Or inside of the loadContacts function, which use the extraction operator from the contact class. Thank you for watching.